Hey, what's good? It's Pika over here in Singapore. It is Tuesday night. And as always, I lied. It's Wednesday morning. It's midnight, you guys, alright? So, Tuesday was a pretty interesting day. Um, Aside from the usual, I had to get up and drop her off at school like early today because today was her dress rehearsal for her K2 graduation performance. So, very, very cool stuff. Dress rehearsal meaning they actually have costumes and everything, which I saw the pictures. It's so cute. She got to wear makeup. She was super psyched about it, but it did change the way, we left the house and everything. So I rushed over there, got her there 15 minutes late, which is better than half an hour that we usually stroll in it. Dropped her off and then headed off to work. I got to work half an hour early, and there were already kids in the center actually doing tuition this morning. So when I got there at 9:30, the kids were already there, and then worked on the leads for the coming weekend's workshops. I think we've organized the times in such a way so that now there will only be one day for workshops and then Sundays kind of off. So I'm hoping that works out, and that would be quite exciting because I have been dying to go to the beach. And I mean, I can go any day of the week, obviously, but I've been dying to go to Mambo Beach Club on the weekends because my boy, Chris Columbus, DJ Chris Columbus, is actually the head of God. Let me explain. God meaning group of DJs. That's his company, and him and DJ K are really good friends of mine, so I'm super excited that they landed the gig of being, the house DJs for Mambo Beach Club, meaning they start spinning like, early afternoon all the way until night, and it's basically like a club by the beach, but it has a pool as well, and then you can access the beach as well from where you are. So it's really, really cool, very sexy, grown and sexy, you guys. So if y'all are in Singapore and you want something to do on the weekends, I would suggest going to see DJ K and DJ Chris. I don't think K actually, Karthik doesn't spin out there, but I know Columbus does. So yeah, go check him out. He doing his thing as usual. He just got back from like a trip overseas with his fiance slash wife. I think they're married already, but yeah, so super cool. Big fans of his. We've been cool since, I don't know, a couple years now. So it's been really nice. And I'm hoping if everything works out, Sunday will be the day that I get to go see some sun and see him as well. Let's see what else. Oh, so I finished up with the leads today. The leads were a lot more qualified. I think we've tweaked the ad just enough so that we're hitting the right target audience and they're pulling in leads. So it's really, really cool. I'm actually excited, and I spoke to a lot of people today, so that part is settled. Once we were done with calling the leads, I had to go off to Growth Tribe for a meeting. Excuse me. Oh my gosh, that couldn't be helped. I'm so sorry. Anyway, so headed off to Growth Tribe over in Tai Seng, and had a refresher course on Facebook ads again, because this time I'm actually going to take over some of the ads and start running them myself. So I'm really, really excited. I have to write a couple of, ad copies and stuff and see how that goes. But yeah, very excited. Finished that up, headed off to pick up baby girl, picked her up from school, and come to find out there's like a field trip or something tomorrow, so they get to go out and do some stuff. And we came back home, dropped everything at the house, walked down to the NTUC to pick up some groceries because I'm actually very fortunate to have an uncle of mine who is going to be staying with us for a little while. It's been a really long time since I've had anyone else in the house, and I'm kind of excited because it gives me the opportunity to cook more. Like when it's just me and baby girl, we kind of like bullshit and like eat whatever and pick up food on the way home and just dumb stuff. It's not always healthy, it's not always smart, but it works. And I mean, it's nice to have like a treat every now and again. But now that there's someone else in the house, I kind of feel inspired to cook more. So as you, if you were all aware, if you saw my personal Facebook page, I actually posted pictures of the curries I made today. And honestly, I think I got back home after shopping and everything, right? I think I got back home at like 7:30. We sat down for a little bit and I started cleaning up the house because, I knew my uncle was coming over. So, put all the groceries together, and I didn't really start cooking till about 8 maybe. And seriously, in all but an hour, I had everything cooked and ready to go, and we were ready to eat. I gotta say that I was really, really excited, and I'm kind of cheesing about this, but he was telling me that he was happy to have eaten at home, and it reminded him of his mom's cooking, my grandmother. So I'm actually, I feel a lot better now. I feel really great that he feels that there's a parallel between the way I cook and the way she cooked. So that's really, really cool. I'm very happy about that. What I want to talk to today, though, is about speaking life. So in the midst of all these busy things that I do have pockets of time where I have time to talk to people, time to catch up with people. Obviously, you know, I'm part of Crown for Success, so we have a WhatsApp group. And within this WhatsApp group, we have all of our girls, you know, signed up and engaged and talking to each other and letting each other know what we're doing, what we're not doing, what's not working so well. All that stuff is just constant conversation. Is really cool. And every now and again, somebody will post something that they went through that wasn't quite so pleasant. So when appropriate, I feel the need to jump in, and not in the group. I normally will message the person privately and just let them know, you know, I'm thinking about them. I'm wondering if they're doing okay, blah, 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 just checking. And in the course of talking to this young lady, I found myself thinking about my own circumstance. So let me give you some, you know, background. Basically, this young lady has children. She is a single mother. She's working, and she's building a business on the side of her regular job. But she's also dealing with, her son has a learning disability, and I'm not entirely sure to what extent or what type of learning disability. It doesn't matter. The point is, the young man struggles a little bit. He has a tough time moving through the world, and his mom is so dedicated to making sure that he's okay and he's comfortable. So it's very, very, very inspiring to hear about, you know, her day, even though, you know, she's upset sometimes, or she's, excuse me, I'm so sorry, even though she's, you know, she's having a rough time of it, she's still inspiring because, you know, as moms, we refuse to give up. We can't drop everything and walk away. There are kids. That's my flesh and blood right there. My heart is standing around, walking around beside me. You know what I mean? So we don't have room to have the nervous breakdown we deserve, and we don't have the room to, like, you know, drop everything and run off and do something else. We have to stand and fight. We have to face, you know. Let me put it to you this way, okay? Courage isn't the fact that you're afraid and you do it anyway. Courage is kind of, in another way of speaking, another manner of speaking, courage is getting up each day to fight the same demons you fought the day before. So, with that being said, I felt the need to speak some life into her. And by that I mean, I felt the need to call her, console her, reassure her that she's doing just fine, and remind her that there are some strategies available that, you know, she might not have tried or might not have heard of, that we could maybe experiment with and see how it goes. So I suggested solfeggio tones. I don't know if any of you know what a solfeggio tone is. But basically, it's a harmonic tone that, when played, vibrates with the body. So certain tones will help you calm down. Some of them will help you eliminate stress. Some of them will get rid of any negative energy around you. Some of them will actually heal your DNA. Yeah. So I discovered this earlier this year, actually, just by sheer dumb luck. And it's very, very soothing, and I've actually tested it a couple times. So, as you know, when I was working with IQ Kids, I actually had a science class I taught. My science class was filled with 5- and 6-year-olds. And there were 6 of them, and they were all boys. So if you can imagine me trying to teach them how to guess and check and experiment with paper planes. Yeah, because I have to engage them, I have to be excited to do this. But to get 6 little boys who are between the ages of 5 and 6 to sit down and fold the paper plane the way you're teaching them, it's almost impossible, but I got it done. So what I ended up doing was, with regard to the solfeggio tones, was I picked a tone that I thought was appropriate, and it was mostly, you know, this calming energy, because they're super hyped up. First of all, my class was at 5 o'clock in the evening, and yeah, it was super hyped up. So I made sure that I played it in the background. Like, they didn't notice that I was playing it. I just kind of had it under my leg a little bit and just played it. And within a couple minutes, they kind of calmed down. Some of them calmed down to the point that they started getting sleepy. So obviously it works, and they were able to focus so that they could sit and listen to me. We could make paper planes together. And I was actually really thrilled about the results. So I wanted to hand that over to my friend and let her know, hey, I don't know if you've heard of this concept. I don't know if you've tried it, but I think it would be super helpful because there aren't any words. It's just the tone itself. It's kind of like one of those background noise things, kind of like the fan you hear in the background here. It's got like a steady sound to it. You would almost forget that the fan was on if you couldn't feel it. You know what I mean? So I've given her the idea. The next thing I needed to do was reassure her that as a mom, you're going to be super frustrated. But the one thing to remember is the fact that they're watching you and they feed off of your energy. So if you're frustrated and upset, they're already wary of you because they're not sure what's going to happen next. They already know what happens when you get frustrated and upset. So the best thing you can do is not stuff it by any means, but maybe talk to them and explain to them and spend some time with them so that they better understand what it is you're going through, where it is you're coming from. The other thing is, I find in general, like outside of the situation talking to my friend, right? Outside in general, people can read your energy. Whether you know these people or not, whether you've had a first encounter, second encounter, third encounter with them before or not, it doesn't matter. The point is people can read your energies. It's simply by looking in your face, in your eyes for the most part, and seeing if the smile that you've got on your face actually translate all the way into your eyes as well. Because that is a genuine smile. Your eyes will also smile. Does that make sense? So I chose to talk about speaking life into people because I know firsthand how much of a change it gives or brings to other people. Now, if you take a young man who has been yelled at by their significant other, nothing they do is right, they're always picked on, they're bullied into doing whatever they don't want to do, whatever the case may be, okay? If you were to take that same man and talk to him lovingly, show him where his strengths lie, compliment him on how, whatever it is that you feel should be complimented. If you were to speak life, this is what I mean by speaking life. If you were to speak life into him, he would suddenly feel as though he could conquer the world. And actually, this is something that Gary Vaynerchuk was talking about earlier today. It may not have been today. He went on a trip to Australia recently, and he did a keynote, which they sausaged into some content. So I was listening to that earlier today, and I was super impressed because he said, why not treat people with the kind of respect you expect other people to treat you with? Okay, that didn't come out right. I think I missed the point. Hold on one second. Let me think. It's more like if you treat people as if they had, fulfilled their potential, at some point they will rise to the occasion. That's the premise that I'm working off of here. If you speak life into someone, it should lift their spirits and help them feel like they're capable of moving on. And in the case of my friend over here, she was able to pick up the energy that I was giving and basically pay it forward. She was able to give it to other people that she saw that were in need when she was at work. And I thought that was just the most beautiful thing ever. I think that was really, really heartfelt and proves my theory once again that if you just treat people well, there's nothing you couldn't ask for that they wouldn't give you. Like within reason, obviously. So yeah. Speak life wherever you go. It's very easy to complain. My daughter's complaining now. We had a maid for almost 3 years, and the amount of complaining that woman did, my baby caught on, and now I can't get her out of this grumpy rut that she's in. She gets irritated very quickly. She doesn't I don't understand this and I don't understand that. Why do people need to do? This is the way she talks now, yeah. Without the neck snapping, obviously, but she's there. And I had to sit down and talk to her about, stop complaining, because the more you complain, the more you attract that same thing that you're complaining about. So don't complain. It's not worth it. You might as well think about the things you do have. And as many times as I've said this before, gratitude is key, honestly. Okay? So yes, what you tell yourself is important, but you also need to be humble and humble and have gratitude. It doesn't work any other way. And once you do that, once you conquer that mindset, everything will begin to look as if it's full of wonder and miracle-like, and your whole outlook changes, and then everyone you come into contact with can pick up some of the vibes you're putting down, and it's just beautiful. So basically, my message to you, as I sit here falling asleep, my message to you is to remember to speak life. It's too easy to speak death. It's too easy to complain about stuff and how you hate this and I don't understand and how come they and blah blah blah. It don't matter. It don't matter. Control yourself first. If you can master your mind, there is nothing that you could do to stop whatever it is that's coming to you, from you manifesting whatever it is that's coming to you. Okay? Speak life. Speak life because it's the right thing to do. Speak life because there's not enough people speaking life. Everybody and their mother can, complain and bitch and moan and just, whinge. Anybody can do that. It's easy. It becomes our favorite pastime. We just want to gossip and complain to each other. But watch what I tell you, okay? I'm not hiding nothing. Serious. Speak life into each other. Make it a habit. If someone crosses your path and you know them, you should owe it to them. Just speak your truth. Speak beautiful words. Speak what you believe. It doesn't matter if, oh my gosh, you know what? I like that color on you. I like the way your hair looks today. I like the way you dress. Have you eaten? Would you like me to, can we go and have lunch? Any of those things. It doesn't matter. Speak life. Be genuinely interested in other people and speak life. Your whole mindset will change on its own. And you'll realize you won't put up with as much complaining as you once did. Everything changes. Everything is meant to change. It's the most beautiful thing in the world. Just change. But don't forget to pay it forward. Okay? Don't forget to pay it forward. Alright, you guys. I'm going to call it a night. Because I'm sitting in this chair talking to you and falling asleep. I love you guys. Thank you so much for listening in. Like, comment, share if you would like. I would really appreciate it. And until tomorrow, bye.